Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Spy Family Season 2 episode number 2 reaction. Right, the previous episode, it was the beginning of Season 2 and yeah, it starts with Yor getting shot in her back and Lloyd thinking that she probably is not happy with the whole situation since he told her to bring groceries. So Lloyd decides to take her out, and Yor is obviously happy for that, but her pain is making it a bad experience for her. So a lot of things happen, like Anya and Frankie kind of follow them, and all that stuff happens, and they come across like some criminals. Obviously, the criminal tried to poison Yor, but poison doesn't affect Yor. It actually, the poison affected her pain, and everything was okay for a momentary amount of time. And thankfully, Anya was the one to save the day. She went in, probably used her knowledge from Bondman to make like a makeshift peanut bomb or whatever, and completely makes the guy change his mind and made him a changed person. And yeah, I'm guessing the guy won't be walking this path of crime ever again. So yeah, all's well that ends well. In the end, Yor is very happy. Thanks, Lloyd. But by the next day, the pain comes back again. So, anyways, everyone's happy. A very happy ending it had. So let's see what happens in this episode. So, episode 2. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference. And let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Bond's strategy to stay alive. Oh. Yeah, Anya? Yeah, this Bond is just special. Oh, wait. He's seeing something. Oh, it's like a black screen. Oh, he's trying to think if that's what would happen. Or that. Or he might just die. Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah. Oh no. Oh my god. He has to do something. What can he do? Call the police? Maybe? Aw. I wonder how old is Bond. I think they probably mentioned, I just forgot. The way he moves. Um. Bond. Out of dog food. Oh no. Oh no! That's the problem here. That is the problem here. That is why it's all dark in front of him. He's going to eat yours food. That'll be the end of him. Oh no. Yes. Oh, you better run. Resolution. Yeah? Oh no. Oh no. It's over. What's he doing? Oh no. Comes home early. Will make dinner. Okay. Yes. So he needs to bring Lloyd over here. Yeah, that's his work. Ah, he'll help. Yes, good idea. But he needs to go out first. Oh, he just left. Okay, that's great. He's on a mission. The mission is to ultimately save his own life. Wow. No. Oh God. Ye- Oh my God. Okay, don't. Don't. Good God. Oh, great. Typical kids. Weren't you going to go and find Lloyd? Ah, he probably cannot find him. The smell. Oh. What the? Wow. Hey, yo, how did he get there? Oh, finally found it. Found the smell. Geronimo. Oh no. Oh! Yes. Yeah. He wants to help his on his work. Yeah? Oh no. Okay. So now his yeah. No. Yeah. He just doesn't want to die. He's like, oh yeah, yeah, that's why. Definitely. I know. He gets easily distracted, obviously. Maybe can Bond sniff it? Bond can sniff it out or something. I don't know. Hmm. All right, come on. Ooh, this is bad. Oh no. No. Hmm. Oh, it's unlocked. I've stolen Tea Bandit. He's going to know that this is the place and that's the passcode. Yup. Yes. Yeah. Oh damn. Yo, Bond. Alright. Yes. Mission accomplished. Yeah, there you go. That's the future now. I was like, ah, thank God. Ah. Yeah. Okay, that was funny. Wow. Damien's field researched. Uh, oh, has he been staying awake? He has some eye bags. Oh no. Yeah, he's sleep deprived. Hmm. Oh, he was studying. Hmm. Damn. Hmm. Hmm. Huh. Hmm. What the? They wants to get penalized as well. Yeah. Oh boy. He knew what they were doing. Nope. You nerd. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 Pressure. Oh my god. Damn, he's so sleep deprived. What the? Who's this? Another teacher? Oh my god. Mr. Green. Whoa! What type of excursion is this? Yeah, this is a picnic. Yeah, but these three aren't. These three weren't in the Navy. Yo, I feel like they're just gonna fall in the water. Oh my god, they're gonna fall. Wait, oh my god! Hey, this reminds me of that. Oh, it's a small waterfall. Oh, oh my god. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. I think it's. Oh no, it's shallow. It's shallow. I think it's shallow. Yeah, it's shallow. Oh, I see. That makes sense. God damn. That's an interesting. It seems like like rocks and. Fish with sandwich? What? Oh my god, no. I guess there is fish sandwich, but the fact that fish in a sandwich in itself is so weird. I like no, in no way. Wow. Wow, they actually caught it. Is it a? Yeah, it is a fish. I thought like it would be like the punchline would be it's a boot or something. Hmm. Yeah, it's required. Just like Anya. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What? Whoa, what? Yeah, but what? Okay. Yeah. What's happening here? Damn. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. This is the stellar lake? I guess because the stars they shine in the water. That's why it's called stellar lake. I'm guessing. Yeah. Wait, this episode had no opening. Damn, that's a really nice sky. There's no clouds, no pollution here. The sky's just so. Yeah. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, what did they write? Yes. Wait, that was a report? I guess like it's late at night. I guess yeah. Oh, there you go. The ending. Huh. Okay, that is it. Right. This was episode number 2 of Spy Family, season 2. Okay, so first of all, divided into two sections. The first section was the section where we get to see Bond's adventure, and the final section was Damien's adventure. So overall, this was a great episode. Obviously, Bond's section was actually so good. It was really entertaining seeing how Bond was just, like in his way, he was like seeing the different situation, seeing his the future, and kind of coming to a conclusion as to what might happen because of this. And I really liked the way they showed, like how Bond was thinking about the things, like they were like giving out little what do you call them, the thought cloud bubbles, and they were like showing what's happening in his head, obviously, because like Bond, like he cannot really think like a normal human, because like, he's a dog, so his way of thought was more in a picture way. I really liked that where they showed it like that, and every, like like the way they did it was pretty understandable what Bond was thinking, and we could understand how Bond's thought process works. And honestly speaking, he he is very smart. Like the way he came to the different, like obviously he is very smart. Like we've seen from like the previous season as well. Like Bond like keeps a lot of, like like has is very smart, like a lot smarter than a lot of other like probably like animals. And yeah, we know that, but still it was interesting seeing how he, like comes to the conclusions, and how he like sees the future, and in his head he's thinking, since this is the future, these might be the the reasonings for this future actually coming true. So when he saw that his future was blank completely, there was a few things he thought. He was like, "Oh, maybe I was blindfolded or something, or maybe I was playing hide and seek, or maybe the light went out." And then obviously, finally, he came to the conclusion, or maybe I'm just dead. So it was interesting seeing all of that, and him coming to the understanding that, what, if all of those things happen, it's okay, but if I'm dead, then that's a problem. So I need to think of what might be the reason I might die. So he tries to figure that out, and little by little he realizes that the reason why he might die is actually Yor's food. And after realizing that, he tries to understand what he can do to prevent Yor from making that food, which would be so that Lloyd comes back quickly. And how can Lloyd come back quickly if his work is over quickly? So he's like, all right, let me go and help Lloyd out, so that ultimately everything becomes okay. And the way he came, like saw the future, thought of what might happen before that, and thought of a viable conclusion, and how he can prevent it, and went off to do that, was pretty damn impressive. you know like he oh god, he just he's like, I'll be honest, he's probably way smarter than a few other anime main characters that we see. Like there's so many anime main characters that we see who are just so dumb that even after realizing this might happen, they don't know what the hell to do. So seeing Bond work out in his brain and think of what to do and how to prevent it, and actually like properly pulling that off, was pretty damn impressive. I That was really great. I really liked it. And the first part, like that was definitely one of my most favorite parts in this anime period. You know, Throughout all the episodes that I've seen, this section was definitely one of my most favorite ones. The Bonds section. Oh boy, that was really good. This first section of this episode was really well done. And it was really nice to see Bond, like Bond's and the different ways that Bond kind of reacted and everything. Like when he was happy, he was like jumping up like this. That was quite cute. Anyways, that was the first part, and then obviously comes in Damien's section, where Damien um, thinks that he has to study and like be better, and yeah, that's why he's like, oh, I'm not going to I'm not going to go for any recreational activities. I'm just going to like just study and just do like that. And obviously there's this like saying, what's that saying, all work and no play makes Jack a dumb boy, or something like that. a dull boy. Sorry, not a dumb boy. I'm sorry. A dull boy or something like that. I think is like, So yeah, it is true. Like you need your rest. Otherwise, your brain won't really work. So and obviously, like that is the first thing. Another thing we saw in the later part of the episode is how his friends actually are really his friends. They're just not there with him for their own selfish or self interests or anything like that. They're genuinely their friend because like when they realize that Damien's not going to be joining them in the recreational activities, they wanted to join Damien, but they also realized that Damien won't really let them do that. So they decided to just like do something, like get like a punishment so that they can join Damien. And obviously, Henderson and all the other teachers also realized what they're trying to do, and they kind of helped them out in that process. And in the end, Henderson made Damien go out with Mr. Green, I think that was his name. And yeah, they went out for a nice little, like an excursion. And in the end, Damien realized that yeah, we need our rest. When Mr. Green said that yeah, studies have said that only just studying and like going doesn't really work. So you need to give your brain rest as well, and that is why you should just zone out sometimes. It helps your brain, and obviously not zone out all the time, but sometimes. And yeah, so the final section really showed us how like how good friends those two are. And not only that, it also showed Damien like how his way of approaching and being better at what he's doing, his studies and everything, how his approach is a little bit flawed and how he can improve that. And yeah, and he had a good time obviously, and then had a good night's rest, so everything will be okay. So yeah, that was this whole episode. Really well, like done episode. Obviously, I loved the first part. The second part was also nice, but the first part with Bond was absolutely incredible. I thoroughly enjoyed that. So yeah, this was a great episode. So that was my overall impression on this episode. Now let me go scene by scene and talk about this episode. So in the beginning, we get to see that Anya's like looking at Bond, and Anya's like, "Ah, you're so lazy," and Anya's like, "Have to do homework," so she goes back to her room, and Bond wakes up, and Bond like the precognition power starts, and he realizes that in his future, it is nothing. It's blank. So he's like, "What the hell is happening? Why is my future blank?" So he thinks of a few results. At first he's like, "Oh, maybe I would be playing hide and seek with Anya, or maybe while playing hide and seek, the light will go out, and that's why it's all dark in front of me. Or maybe you will blindfold me for, I don't know, like some kind of a surprise, or maybe some bad guys will find me and just shoot me." And he's like, "Oh my god, like if all those stuffs happen, the stuff that happened before, if those happens, it's fine. But if it's the last one where I actually die, that's not okay. So I need to prevent that." How does he prevent that? He's like, like kind of looks at the pictures and everything, and kind of reminisces about their, like him and Anya and the whole family together. And he's like, "Oh, I had a nice life." But then he's like, "You know what? Let me try and ask Anya about it." And yeah, he goes and scratches Anya's door, but Anya's like, "I have homework. Go away, Bond." Bond is like, "Oh no, this is it. I'm going to die." And then he suddenly overhears you're saying like, "Oh no, I didn't get your dog food. What should I do? Lloyd is also coming late today. Alright, let me make food." And Bond clicks everything in his head. He's like, "Wait a minute, food and your okay, I can see my future, what's going to happen." And he realizes, and he's sweating. He's like, "Oh no, is this how I'm going to die?" Okay, so he's thinking of a few like ways he can prevent this. He might actually not eat. If he doesn't eat, he thinks like Anya told him that, "Oh, you have to eat food or Mama will get angry and she'll kill you." And he's afraid. He's like, "Oh my god!" This part is so funny where you see Bond kind of like just shaking his head at his food, and the next scene is Yor with a knife, and Bond just dead. Anya's like, "Bond." Oh my god. Anyways, so yeah, Bond is like, "No, this this cannot happen. What should I do? And he's like throwing a tantrum, and he's like, oh no, what can I do? And he's like, okay, wait a minute. How can I prevent Yor from making food? If Lloyd comes quickly home, then he's going to make food. But Lloyd is probably going to come late today because he has work. So what can I do to make Lloyd come back quicker? If I go and help Lloyd in his work, he'll come back quicker. And he's like, all right, there you go, that's the plan. So what I'm going to do is go and help Lloyd out in his work so he can come back quicker. Good reasoning, like a very, very solid plan. He's off, but obviously he doesn't know where Lloyd's place is. He tries to like sniff him out, but it's like a whole big city, and like he sniffs him and sometimes gets distracted by hot dogs and stuff. And this part is again so funny. He looks at the hot dogs and he remembers like, wait a minute, if I eat something outside, you will get mad and kill me. So he rushes off to find Lloyd, and like a lot of things happen, a lot of trials and tribulations. Some random ass kids starts chasing him, and this is another thing. It just always baffled me so much, and it still baffles me. Like I guess it doesn't baffle me, but it's just such a thing. Like little kids bullying like cats and dogs. Like it's just, I never understood this thing. Why do people do this? Even when I was a kid, I saw other kids like just like random stray dogs and cats just chilling and doing their own thing, and random kids just trying to harass them and like throwing stones at them, and I always think, why like I really love, like I'm kind of afraid of dogs a little bit, because I have a little trauma in when I was a kid. Like there was a dog who used to bite everyone, and that used to freak me out. So I'm a bit traumatized with dogs, but I don't hate them. I like them. I like dogs, but I'm a bit afraid of them, And I just love cats. Cats are like my absolute favorite. I adore cats. So I never understood why kids, especially little kids, do this. They just harass random dogs and cats in the street. Like just the cats and dogs minding their own business, and the kids are just on top of them, like harassing them, like just like throwing stones at them, throwing stuff at them, just like. And here obviously you can see this two random ass kids comes in, and they're like, oh, let me bully the dog, and just anyways, it's just something I always think, and it always like frustrates me. Like, yeah, obviously when kids grow up, they grow out of that, but I don't know, the whole thing of like harassing cats and dogs in itself is just such a anyways, whatever. I just went on. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Bond is just there, sitting down and like looking at the sunset, and he's crying. He's like, "Oh no, I won't be able to survive." And he's like, "Ah, you know what? No, I have a mission." And he's off again. He sometimes gets distracted by a few random things, like a random dog on, like like a pet dog. He gets distracted by that dog, but then he's still, like he gets distracted, but he's still faithful to his mission. And he's like, by the end, he finally finds that smell, and he's like, alright, Lloyd is dead. He reaches Lloyd, and Lloyd is thinking that he has to find like a truth serum. It's called Gero. What is it called? Wait a minute. Truth serum Gerorimas. I think I might be absolutely wrong, but I think this is a wordplay, isn't it? Like a pun. Gerorimas. I think Gerori means like vomiting, or like kind of like saying everything. So I think this is like a wordplay pun on truth serum, where if you obviously if you have truth serum, you're going to say everything. You're going to vomit out all the information. That's why Gerorimas. Like I think that's the wordplay they're trying to do here. Like I said, I might be completely wrong, but I think that's probably, they made like a little pun here, Gerorimas. Yeah, it's just a guess. I think that's what they're trying to do here, which is kind of funny if that's actually, if that's actually what they did here. It was a wordplay kind of pun kind of thing. Anyways, whatever. So yeah, he's like, I have to like recover that. So he's thinking what to do, but Bond comes in, and Bond is like, oh, you're finally here, Lloyd. And Lloyd is like obviously doesn't understand why Bond is here, and he thinks like wants him to play with him or something. But then Bond is like rushes off because Bond's mission is to help Lloyd so that Lloyd comes back home quicker. So Lloyd is like, wait, where are you going? And then he realizes, he's like, oh wait, you want to take revenge on them? He's like, all right, you know what? Good boy, come with me. We both of us have a mission, and let's do it. So obviously Bond is definitely not thinking of mission revenge. He's thinking of saving his own life. But Bond is like, at this part is so funny where Bond, when Lloyd is like, oh, you're going for revenge, aren't you? And Bond is kind of sweating. Bond is like, wait a minute, I'm not going for any revenge or anything. But yeah, let's just go with that. And Bond is like does his like borf kind of thing. And he's like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. And then Bond is off with Lloyd. And yeah, they go on into... He still gets distracted with hamburgers. Oh god. But anyways, he's they're in, and Lloyd, in the final section, Lloyd is like, I need to figure out where the truth serum is, but it's going to take a while. I'll be late home today. So Bond sees a future where those guys will come and they'll find it out. For like will come in this direction. Lloyd will figure that out, and Lloyd will be trying to like delay them, and will have a fight with them, which is going to delay him from going home, which ultimately means Bond will have to go back home alone, and Yor will be pissed and force feed him his food, ultimately killing Bond. So Bond is like, no, I cannot let this happen. So Bond is like, all right, you know what? He tries to make Lloyd understand what's going to happen. And and Lloyd probably realizes what he's trying to do here. And so they've come up with a plan. The plan is to trick those guys into, like telling them where the truth serum is. So he writes like a note: I've stolen Geronimus T Bandit. Everyone gets surprised, tries to like find out whether it's stolen or not. Opens the cabinet, bam, work done. Lloyd comes in, Bond comes in, and they have a little fight here. I love the fact that Bond is even wearing a mask, as if. But I guess Bond is like a, very unique, like Bond's face, like it's very unique. So I guess but he's a dog. Like I doubt anyone will even care, if his face is. But anyways, like whatever the reason is, he's professional. So he's wearing the mask. And he comes, and in the end, like Bond saves the day. Obviously, he cannot bite the guy who tries to run away. So Bond just drop kicks him. And while doing it, his mask comes out. Yo, that part was so amazing. He just drop kicks the guy. And Lloyd is like, oh, thank God. He's like, good job, Bond. Like you saved me so much work. And Bond's future, like he again sees the future, but this time it's fine. Lloyd has come back home with them and has made a very good meal, and Anya and everyone is happy, and Yor is like, oh, like we were looking for you, like where were you? And it's like patting his head, and it's a happy ending. And Bond is like, yes, we did it. And Bond is like jumping into, like, that part was so cute when he was like doing like this to him. Anyways, and Lloyd is like, yeah, let's go to the supermarket. We'll fix you a nice meal today. You helped me out. So yeah, in the previous episode, it was Anya who saved the day. In today's episode, it was Bond who saves the day. So there you go. Nice. Right, that was a great section. I love that section thoroughly. And then comes the Damien section, where Damien obviously is struggling. Not struggling, but he is like constantly thinking how to make sure that his dad appreciates him. So he is studying late until night. He has like eye bags and everything, and his friends are concerned about him. And since he woke up late, Henderson was like, oh, you have a punishment, like go help out the dorm mother. I think dorm mother, no, yeah, something like that. So his friends are like, oh, like Damien, like we'll go out today, like we're going to see a movie, and then after that we'll have roast beef and everything. But Damien's like, you guys go. And in Damien's head, obviously, like he's a kid, obviously he in his head he's thinking like, yeah, if I study more, I'll do better. But obviously, as we all know, like that doesn't work like this. You need to have your rest as well. So otherwise, your brain will not work. But he's trying his best to so that his dad acknowledges him, and his friends, like they're very nice, and they try to help Damien out. Damien doesn't really take his help, and the dorm mother, she's also like, oh, you two cannot help him. It's his punishment. So they decide to you know kind of like lays around as well, like like the but like one of them like takes off their shirt almost, another is like eating potato chips in the middle of the like the place, littering the place. Henderson sees that, and Henderson realizes what they're trying to do, and Henderson's like, all right, you know what, fine, like go, you two are also punished. uh, and they're like, oh, thank you very much. And they're off, and they're helping Damien. Obviously, Damien cannot really say anything now because it's also their punishment, so they're working. And yeah, and Damien's like, why are you like bothering with me? Like, you guys just go have fun. But they don't want to do that. They want to take Damien with them as well. So they're like they tell Damien like, no, like we'll stay here, and this is also fun. Like instead of just going up in a movie theater, just holding up there looking at a cinema. Yeah, today's a great day, so outside doing laundry is a great thing. They try to look at the positive, like, yeah. And Henderson sees all of this, and Henderson is like, all right, you know what, let me do something for these kids. And he does, like, I think like Mr. Green, I think it was his name. What was his name? A new punishment for you three. Mr. Green, yeah. Go to the field research trip with Mr. Green, our Custos. Okay. So, yeah. And they're off on a boat trip at first. This guy is just rowing, and he's like, don't worry, you kids. Like I'm from the Navy. I'm okay with this. Like I'll make sure you guys reach your destination perfectly. And he's just rowing so hard that it's like going so quickly, and they like almost bash into a rock, and then they fall from like a waterfall. The waterfall was pretty low. You know what this scene really reminded me of? There's this one meme in YouTube you see. There's this meme where there's this one guy who's rowing and recording, and then there's another guy who's on a boat, and there's like a bridge, and the guy in front, he's like, wait, there's a waterfall. And the one who's recording, he's like, oh no, there's no waterfall, like what are you on about, there's no waterfall. And the guy's like, no, there's a waterfall. And then they realize there's actually a waterfall. That meme, I'm sure a few of you have seen that meme. It's pretty popular. So it just kind of reminds me of that. Like it's just fallen down the waterfall. It was a short one, obviously, but Damien wasn't able to properly like keep his balance. He just gets flung out, falls down, and his friends go out, and they're like, oh, like Damien, save yourself, we'll protect you. And Damien is like, what? Why are you doing this and this and that? And Mr. Green's like, guys, it's shallow, like, and they realize that, and they're like, oh, and they get up, they're like embarrassed. And the current is also not that fast. They thought that the current was fast because he was like rowing so quickly. So yeah. So anyways, their whole dress is like just like sopping wet. So they take off the dress, like gives it to like like dry a little bit, and Mr. Green like makes a campfire, and yeah. So they're like, yeah, and then they like like he's like, oh, let's go fishing. So they make like a like a fishing rod kind of thing. Like they find out worms. Damien's afraid of worms, so they start teasing him with that. And yeah, then they go fishing, and they are able to catch 3 or 4 fishes. And yeah, Mr. Green is like, yeah, at the end of the day, like roast barbecue, like roast beef is good, but like catching something, like what's that word? Frying something you caught by yourself, like this fish, is also a really good experience. And like when he brought up the roast beef, like Damien immediately got reminded of like what he's supposed to be doing. Obviously, in his head, he's like, oh, I'm supposed to be studying now, but I'm just playing around. And Mr. Green realizes what he's thinking, and Mr. Green tells him that, you know what, Damien? Yeah, just let yourself relax. Like it has like like scientific study says that obviously like not just studying every time will help you out. You need to let your brain rest as well. That's going to make your attentiveness more sharper and more will make you more better at, I don't know, like, will help you out ultimately to properly study efficiently and remember stuff better. It will help you like learn more stuff better. So yeah, and just let your senses wander around. Just zone out sometimes. It helps. And then Damon starts zoning out a bit too much. He's like, oh, not that much as well. It's kind of funny because when he was saying all of this, I was like, yeah, that's just Anya. But I guess Anya zones out a bit too much sometimes. But like Anya's kind of like a healthy balance of just like studying and like just zoning out and doing her own thing. Maybe not a healthy balance because I feel like Anya zones out a bit too much. But she's just a kid. Obviously, at that age, like who doesn't act like that? Um, so yeah. Anyways, so after that, this part, yeah. Mr. Green's like, oh, there's a Stella Lake over here, and he's like, oh, Stella, Stella, where's the Stella? And they're like, ah, you're too obsessed with Stella. Obviously, I think like Stella means star in I don't know which language. Wait a minute, let me just check. I can easily check here. Stella meaning which language? Star. Latin. Yeah. So Latin Stella, obviously, like Stella in Latin, it's like in English, it's star. So that's why it's called Stella Lake, because we get to know the reason why it's called Stella Lake later in this episode. But first they're like off, and this guy, he's like, oh, picnic, and he's like, oh, wait a minute, I just remembered a fun little, what do you call it? A fun little fact. Lately, people in the South have been using the code word picnic for defecting to the West through a third country. And they're like, oh, are you going to sell us off to Westerners? And he's like, ah, obviously not. Haha. Like, it's not a, yeah. But then they kind of talk about like, why do people deflect to the West, to Westerners? Like, what's wrong with Ostania? And and Mr. Green is also like, yeah, like, look at this star, it's so beautiful here. And the friends are like, yeah, but Damien, obviously, when you grow up, you can make this place a better place. Like, it's good obviously now, but an even further better place. You can make Ostania even more better. And Mr. Green's like, oh, you want to be a politician? But okay, now here he says that, oh, that's because my father is a politician, I also want to be like him, and kind of surprise him and like surpass, and then make him proud of me. So obviously we don't really know if that is what he wants himself. That's just his dream now, because he wants to make his dad proud. So maybe in the future we'll get to see like Damien maybe will find something that he himself wants to do, and and that will be, I guess, like, if that happens in the future, it'll probably be another source of his dilemma, where he'll probably think like, oh no, if I don't become a politician, I won't be able to make my dad happy, and my dad won't be proud of me. But I don't want to be a politician, I want to do this. That might actually become like a thing in the future if he finds something that he actually wants to do. So let's wait and see. Either way, we get to see the other two kids' dreams as well. One wants to become an astronaut, cosmonaut, and another one's like, I don't really have anything, which is, yeah, obviously, like, he's just a kid. Like, a lot of people don't have any dreams, even at a very old, like, late age as well, and that's not a like, like, that's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, it's like different people have different thing, different ways of like looking at everything. There's a lot of people who doesn't have any dreams, but they have like they're still doing fine. So having a dream obviously helps you to be more focused. But yeah, like, sometimes it takes a while for you to have a dream, sometimes you never have a dream, but that's okay. So yeah, so they like come to the Stella Lake, and it's beautiful. And the reason why they call it Stella Lake obviously is pretty obvious, because the sky, the stars in the sky is reflected in the water, and it seems like the sky is literally the water, and there's like a water filled with stars, it seems like. So that's why Stellar Lakes, like Star Lake, a lake of stars. So that's why the name is Stellar Lake. And yeah, it was amazingly beautiful. They just sit down there, and yeah, Damien's like, yeah, this is beautiful actually. So they look up at the sky, and goddamn, the sky is so well, like crazy. Like, it's just so many stars and everything. And this place is really definitely has no pollution at all, and there's no clouds in the sky as well. That's why the sky was just so vibrant. Anyways, so yeah, the time is over. They have to go back now again, and Mr. Green is like, yeah, this was an excursion, so you have to write a report. And they're like, come on, like, we're going to go to sleep now. And then they go back and they do write a report, but I guess, like, yeah, it's just like late in the night. What even are they going to write? So they wrote like one line. It's like, like the first one was Damien's, and it's like, we saw a lot and did a bunch of stuff. It was fun. Damien Desmond. And Henderson's like, he needs to work on his spelling, because stuff, STUF, bunch spelling is okay. We saw a lot and did a... Wait, he only has one spelling mistake. Stuff. It's fine. What the hell? What? It's okay. One spelling mistake is okay. So yeah, and there you go. And then we see Damien actually having a good night's sleep. And that is where it ended. So yeah, great episode. Really entertaining episode. Loved Bond's section. It was absolutely amazing. And yeah, probably one of my favorite parts of this anime, like as a whole, even from season 1. So that is it. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And yeah, so that is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next week with another episode of Spy Family. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.